Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gdansk, Poland, and day number 1 of competition on week number 6. I'm Ted Barden, along with Mark Hanratty. Up next, the men's short program and valuable points to be had.
Taiga Nishino of Japan has a comfortable 15 points coming into Gdansk, and Habin Choi of Korea right behind with 13 points. So if they can hold on to a podium position, they will be in a good position to make the final in Japan.
Last week's surprise podium finisher Caleb Farrington of the United States comes in with 11 points, as does Germany's Genrikh Gartung. So really, they will need a top 2 finish to have a good chance to move on to Nagoya. 29 men from 24 nations. The men's short program begins right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gdansk Day 1 competition, the final event. I'm Ted Barton, Mark Hanratty here as we do a flyover of the Olivia Arena in the distance there as the sun goes down. Beautiful clean sheet of ice there, Mark.
What a gorgeous looking clean sheet of ice. And that is the dream for so many skaters, to have nice clean ice as we see the starting lineup for this men's short program. I don't know if you dream of doing a competition though. Like on clean ice, that's a little bit more daunting. I dream of just having clean ice to go and skate and glide on.
Yeah, true enough. But I think, there's an advantage, especially with all the knee slides now. You kind of want that smooth ice instead of the rough one where you scrape your knees. We take a look at the starting order all the way down to number 29. And the last skater, Ryszard Siudek from Poland. He'll skate last.
And it is a random draw. But interesting that 2 Polish men in this Polish Grand Prix are the last to be trying to entice more people to come into the arena for the final group.
Maybe. As we take a look at the officials for this event, and as always, we thank them for their time away from home and family and their work. As they have worked so hard just to get to this level as an official. They have to go through so many examinations and have judged for years as we also look at the technical panel.
Cornel Jorge.
Yes.
A Romanian competitor in men's world
championships? He was, and he was a very good one as well. Very good. Okay, Mark, I know we don't have any questions.
I have a muse for the 6 minutes.
A muse?
Yeah, a discussion point.
Okay.
So it comes
Is this a rambling one?
No, maybe. We'll see.
Let me be the judge.
You can be the judge of that.
Here we go.
I've just, as we had our little break before this men's event took place, I had the opportunity to chat a little bit to Cindy Stewart. And Cindy Stewart is in the capacity of coach here for one of the American skaters. But she is also renowned as one of the most high-profile choreographers in the show skating community. And she is responsible for having given so many skaters work and employment, traveling the world, showcasing their love for skating and performance work. And so it just gives me the opportunity to kind of bridge 2 different worlds of our ice skating sport. Obviously, we're in the competitive arena where we celebrate the amazing competitors of generations, but there's a whole other remit and world of our sport that I think is maybe not something all of the skaters on the ice are aware of.
It's true. I skated in the show for 3 years or 4 years. I'm not sure. Maybe it was 4 years in ice volleys and holiday and ice as well. So I traveled, but I was a pair skater. I was a Adagio. I did comedy. I did my own solo. Drove a truck. I made cotton candy. I sold programs. I did everything.
You did it all.
I was everything in the kitchen sink, and learned the business, and really enjoyed that time. But I was happy to get out as well and move on to a different part of the career. But it's a wonderful part if you've got these skills here that you want to see the world. Join a show family, and you did that. I've done that with the television show, of course. But you also went on tour this year.
Yeah, I've done different tours, less so than the long haul tours of Disney or Holiday Nights. But Cindy was talking about the cruise ship choreography that she's working on as well, and a lot of skaters will travel on huge cruise liners performing and so relishing the fact that they can take this sport that they have spent their life working on and make money from it.
I don't know how they live in those very small little cabins on the cruise ship, and they not only skate, but they have to do other jobs on the ship as well. I'm going, I don't know if that sounds like too much of a vacation or not.
Interestingly, I have friends who have been show skaters on cruise ships, and they said that indeed has changed over decades. And previously, they would do maybe just 4 shows a week, and it was a very well-paid job. And then latterly, now they have to be doing a little bit more work on spotlights for other shows, for maybe cabaret acts or dancing acts. But it's a whole world of amazing joy in the skating world. Oh, I just realized we have the 2 Vlasenko brothers, and I confuse one for the other. We have Alexander and Aleksei Vlasenko, the elder of the 2 who competed at the Skate to Milano event, and the younger competing here in the Junior Grand Prix. And so I was ignorant in my assessment of when we saw one of the Vlasenko brothers earlier on in this competition when he was supporting his training mate in the women's competition.
Now, you're a little harsh on yourself.
Okay.
Saying I was ignorant.
Yeah.
I mean, you just didn't notice.
I didn't.
Just got confused.
Yeah.
You see, a certain age, you can just say, "Well, just confused."
Just have I got to
you're
that
not at that age.
Okay.
I
Can't
am,
use
but
it
you're
as an
not.
excuse.
Don't start stealing my thing.
We need one person to know.
Yeah, and they're such a wonderful family. Vlasenko, I was there in Budapest when we covered that event. I think you were at home as usual, and and met their mother and the 2 boys. Very, very kind people. That's the neat thing about the Junior Grand Prix and about senior as well. Is we getting to meet sometimes the families, sometimes the young skaters, and sometimes the coaches, and they're all wonderful, wonderful people and excellent skaters.
Yeah, I think skating, by its very nature, really humbles humans.
Oh yeah, it doesn't come easy, number one, and it's so darn difficult. So you get humbled because you fall down a lot.
Yeah, and actually I noticed that in the show world, sometimes having been a show skater, I have shared the ice in shows with some really successful competitive skaters. And I've shared the ice with people that were not competitively successful. Sometimes those that weren't competitively successful can be a little bit more arrogant than the ones that have been in the more mainstream competition environment, because that has taught them to be a bit more humble.
Yeah, well, once the spotlights come on and you got those nice outfits on, and all of a sudden you see yourself in a different light, right? Until those lights turn off and you take your outfit off.
Yeah.
I have lots of stories from the show life, that's for sure. Interesting times, and young impressionable people, but at least it's a family and it's a good environment to see the world. So so that's the other side of skating. Whoa, almost a collision there.
And I wonder how many of the skaters on the Junior Grand Prix will elect to participate in show skating. And we've seen here in this Olivia Hall, we've seen lots of coaches who were formerly very, very competent, successful competitive skaters. So I see people wearing different hats.
Yeah. No, some of them are, as we've talked about, they're in university now. They're, going for their master's perhaps in a couple of years, and so that will be the channel they'll graduate into. And some will stay within this business, or maybe even the sporting business, but with a different sport. So there's lots of opportunities out there, and we hope some of them will stay in coaching.
Yeah.
Bring up the next generation. Good job covering out 6 minutes. Well done there, Mark.
Only 5 more to go.
Exactly. As we get started in the final event here in day 1, the men's short program, our first skater represents Hungary, Aleksei Vlasenko.
And how wonderful to see Aleksei here, supported by his illustrious coach, Ilya Sebastian, and his brother, Alexander Vlasenko, as Aleksei prepares to open the
Started young, now we're older. Take the weight off our shoulders. Now it's over. We've been losing nights for 100 days. We all found our peace in 100 ways. Scars are running deep, but we're still the same. We're still the same. Fire.
Hungary's Aleksei Vlasenko opens the men's short program, and initially up to the third element I was thinking Alexei's on target to really supersede the personal best ISU score that he achieved last year on the Junior Grand Prix of 50 points, and then the pop on the single loop really costly.
Exactly, and he just looked a little bit doubting as he approached it. He sat on that edge for quite a while and was sort of double pumping just a little bit. We'll take a look at that. And then that free leg just swung out, and once that happens, it's tough.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of the elements in the program. It started out really nice here with the triple Lutz. There it is. Gets the free leg back right away. Up into the double toe loop. He was wanting to go for the triple. Didn't have enough speed.
I thought this was interesting. He was going to do spread eagle double axel, but he needed that forward inside bracket. That's his comfort.
Just to make sure he doesn't start to swing around or total. Here's the pop here. Let's slow this right down. Watch the free leg open up right there. One rotation, then he just let that free leg. I'm sure if he would have just stayed in.
He'd be fine.
But, you know, we're not feeling the takeoff, so.
Easy to say, not to do.
Yeah, exactly. And the change.
Is he going to get that?
Yeah, you got it. Change common spin level 3. Right at the end of the program with a minus. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of the technical elements are in the minus GOE, so losing some points out of the base value from that.
And there, Alexander, who's fresh from the Skate to Milano event in Beijing. He was 12th of the 26 men competing in the Olympic qualifier. And now joining Julia Sebastian.
Isn't that nice to have your family there?
Yeah, but I sense Alexander's got that, you know, driving, demanding. He'd probably make a really good combination with Julia, who seems, you know, a different energy that they bring. Maybe one good cut, one bad cut.
Short program score for Aleksei Vlasenko from Hungary, 44.36. He is the first skater in this event. He left a good 4 points, 4 or 5 points on the table or on the ice. We're been a lot closer to that 50-point mark. Our next competitor represents Denmark, Wendell Hansson-Ostergaard. He has a season's best 41.69, pardon me, 41.10, earning that in week 1 in Riga.
Now with more training time behind him, hopefully a PB awaits as he skates to natural.
Will you hold the line when every one of them is giving up and giving in? Tell me, in this house of mine, nothing ever comes without a consequence of cost. Tell me, will the stars align? Will heaven step in? Will it save us from a sin? Will it? Cause this house of mine stands strong. That's the price you pay. Leave behind your heart and cast away. Just another product of today. Rather be the hunter than the prey. And you're standing on the edge, face up, cause you're a natural. I'm getting high. You gotta be so cold to make it this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Living your life, go pro. You gotta be so cold. Yeah, you're a natural. That's the price you pay. Leave behind your heart and cast away. Just another product of today. Rather be the hunter than the prey. And you're standing on the edge, face up, cause you're a natural. I'm getting high. You gotta be so cold to make it this world. Yeah, you're a natural. Living your life, go pro. You gotta be so cold. Yeah, you're a natural. Deep inside me, I'm fading to black, I'm fading. Took an oath by the blood in my head, won't break it. I can taste it. The end is upon us, I swear. Gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm getting high. You gotta be
Wendell Hansson-Ostergaard representing Denmark. And for those that have
Wendell
been following the
Hansson-Ostergaard,
Junior Grand Prix for the past few
representant
seasons, you'll be mindful that Wendell and his mother Pamela have no access to a rink for so many months through the off-season. And when he last competed in Riga, he had just completed maybe a couple of weeks back on the ice and only just completed the choreography of this program. So looking a little bit more prepared and ready in this event, but still nevertheless he does not have the volume of training time that so many of the others can enjoy. It's incomparable. As we look back at the performance.
Here's a look at the triple Lutz and 2-foot landing. Thinking about doing the triple toe loop. Wise choice not to. There's the triple loop, step out, fall. Just got a little bit, you know, losing his timing on the exit of those elements, of those jumps.
Yeah, everything for Wendell has so much potential, but it's, the word sloppy is not fair because it sounds cruel. Just it's untrained and unpolished and unrefined because it doesn't have the time.
Yeah.
He actually has good technique. It just, it's amazing what he does.
No,
with the time
it's well said. It's a matter that would all clean up nicely with enough run-throughs, enough training, enough ice time. Absolutely, working on the details. You know, all the things that we always talk about. But if you don't have the time, then you just got to get your comfort zone for the jumps and the spins. You know, give the bare minimum, the bare bones of the program, if you will, without the polishing. So certainly more polishing. This program would be significantly better, but he just has not had the time. And it's always frustrating when you have the strength and power and ability and wonder, why is this not coming together? Because you think it should come together faster, but it doesn't. It's the one thing you can teach young skaters. Demand a lot from yourself. That's not a problem. You know, you want to be good, and you've got to work hard at it. But it will not be fast. Journey. Sometimes people learn things pretty quickly, but most times not. Let's take a look at the short program. 40.18 for Wendell Hansson-Ostergaard from Denmark. That'll put him second very early on in the competition.
40.18 total points. He's currently in second place.
There is our next competitor, born in Boise, Idaho, from the United States of America, Louis Mallane. He was 16th in junior last year at the National Championships of the United States, Mark.
And his coach, Amy Evident, said that she thinks he always skates with joy. Regardless of any challenges and frustrations, he exudes a joy in his performance. And what a wonderful description from his coach as he prepares to skate, hopefully, with joy now in his first Junior Grand Prix as he performs to the best as yet.
You came along and everything started to hum. Still it's a real bet, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fun? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway. Oh, wait till our lips have met. Wait till you see that sunshine day. You ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till your charms are right for these arms to surround. You think you've flown before, but you ain't left the ground. Wait till you're locked in my embrace. Wait till I draw you near. Wait till you see that sunshine place. Ain't nothing like it here.
Louis Mallane, representing the United States of America, a skater that started skating at 9 years of age and at just 16 last month. Comparatively less time than so many of the others as the American.
Wow, starting
Support team.
skating at 9. That's yeah, quite late. Well, not late's the wrong word. Different than others. Let's put that.
Yeah. And a testament to how well he has done in the time that he has been on the ice, really.
Very well. Very tidy skater, and nice. Just really unfortunate in this element here. You see the triple Lutz, no problem. Looks great. Too far forward on the landing. Doesn't have enough speed, and then just hits the heel. Just wow. Just unfortunate. Probably
That's
never happened to him.
Nervous energy, I think, and just a different feeling in the body as we see the double axel.
It was nice. Good extensions. Nice strong back positions as well. And here's the triple loop, and this was sweet. Just beautiful. Straight up, straight down, soft knees, great extension, all the things you're looking for a positive GOE, which he has on that.
Pointed toe. Happy days. And interestingly for Louis, he was just one spot ahead of Caleb Farrington at the US Junior Cup in July of this year. So I'm sure Louis was coming in with the aspiration of trying to replicate what Caleb has achieved last week in Baku, but as his choreographer, coach help support here, Cindy Stewart, explained this is all just a building block and a positive experience.
Well, you can see the Americans have a strategy. Yes, you'd like the results, unless you'd like to have skaters at the Junior Grand Prix final, but building success through the masses, getting as many people out there as possible to gain experience. Well, 53.35 for Louis Mallane, and that will put him currently into first place. He looks pretty happy with that.
He's currently in first place.
And there is the junior champion of Switzerland, Ean Weiler. And this he was 24th at World Junior Championships last season, Mark.
And having competed in Riga on the first stage of the Junior Grand Prix this year, Ian's had 5 weeks to hopefully create a new personal best short program, skating to water gun.
not playing with water guns.
Switzerland's Ean Weiler completes his short program, and I'm sure he will be delighted to have had the triple Lutz, triple toe combination later on in the program. That was something that eluded him in Riga when he competed en route to his 8th place at that event. But Ean has the potential to be a contender here now that he has the triple axel in his technical arsenal.
And it didn't look like that triple axel was going to work, but
No.
he pulled that out like a cat. It was just, it was amazing. We'll take a look at that. It's super slow, but he's really a lovely skater, wonderful posture, good body line, and a sense of music. Let's take a look here. Watch him step down, arms. Watch him go on a little bit of a lean here outside, but then just gets that free leg passed through the skating leg quickly, able to stabilize. Triple loop, though, over-rotated. Put too much energy on that. But later in the program, triple Lutz takes his time, triple toe loop, nice and clean.
And here we see some of the step content from Ean, and he, part of Stefan Lombiel's Skating School of Switzerland, where they showcase online different steps every month, and confirmation that these skaters from that school are working on multi-rotational, multi-directional edges, steps and turns all the time, and that's very evident in Ian's comfort on the ice.
Yeah, really a nice skater. We've seen him now for 2 years, and he came out as a young man, I think 2 years ago. We thought, wow, he's got some really nice skills, but he's matured since then and getting stronger. And just to pull that triple axe out has indicates he has a sense where he is in the air.
And a confidence now in his own self.
Confidence, totally. Short program scores for Ian, 72.30, and he goes, whoa, that's the season's best, absolutely, by a lot.
Personal best as well.
Wow, personal best by over 3 points. Great skate, great start. There's the number now to beat.
Currently in first place.
And Stefan Lambiel goes, yeah, I knew that.
Przed Państwem reprezentem Finlandii.
Our next skater represents Finland, Matias Lindfors.
And Matias, from a skating family, and originally Matias learned to skate on a DIY rink his father built for them when he was just 2 years old. Now continuing to represent Finland internationally as he skates to Color Me.
Mark, I think one of the definitions of multi-directional skating, his picture is pasted right beside that statement because he's completely multi-directional.
And multi-dimensional as well.
Yes, exactly.
It just, oh gosh.
He's one of my,
Matias Lindfors.
people say, what's one of your favorite skaters? Look, not as people, I love all the people, but this is something, he is something special.
I would completely agree. In terms of favorite skaters, like a skater like that, that's, you know, if I was to want to have choreographed anything or be involved in the creation of any skater, I'd want to say, oh, I've been involved in this because it's just so unique and so wonderful.
Here's a look at the triple Lutz. He was really patient here. He puts the pick in, gets around that triple toe loop. Great extensions, soft knees, but powerful legs. Now look at this entrance into the triple loop. A little loss of balance on that back slide. Gets back up, keeps his focus. He has to turn out of this a little bit, but he keeps the free leg off the ice. Look at that, change of direction so suddenly.
And I don't know the story, Ted. I don't know what the concept was. The movement's amazing. The intention is good. A little bit lack of control there, but I can sense that there's serious concept. You know, there's a difficult blade feature, yeah, you know, level achieved, but it's everything surrounding the elements. It's the transitional content that just, to me, is worthy of 7s in the PCS and the program component scores, if not higher.
Yeah, and I don't know what, it's just this interesting. He puts his arm underneath his body as he, I mean, just very creative stuff, very creative and innovative, and great skating skills, et cetera, et cetera. He has a couple of mistakes, will lose some points, and he'll lose some position based on that, but this is one of the most, what other words to use, creative, innovative, but interesting skaters that you can watch.
And his
very interesting.
sister Monica is his choreographer, and I think I said it last time. Alina Meyer-Virtanen's done a great job as coach, but choreographer Monica, I'm surprised we don't see her name on more people's lists.
But I would also say that a lot of this comes out of him. I mean, you can't just be taught that and do it.
Sure.
He feels it. So I think maybe the choreographer's working, starts something, he says, yeah, well, let's try this. He participates in it. 65.92 from Matias Lindfors from Finland. That'll put him currently in his second place. Lovely skater, wonderful, a lot of fun to watch.
He's currently in second place.
From the sport perspective, we've got some work to do to close the gap on those points. Well, that was cool.
That was so cool.
We're ready. And I think our next skater in the next group is like that too. Vasii of Canada. We'll find out. Okay, so Mark, we have 6 minutes. We have no questions.
I was going to do I wanted to.
There we go. Yep.
I was thinking, I think you'll know this, but I wonder how many of those that are watching the men's event in a Junior Grand Prix, who are skating fans, could name like how far back they can go in listing the Olympic champions of the men's discipline. I think I could go back to John Curry. I get a bit hazy. It was Alan Jenkins, like 1972. David Jenkins?
He's Alan Jenkins, I believe. I'm not sure which one was the fastest spinner. Incredible spinner. Like 9 revolutions in a second.
I wonder.
Oh no, that's Robbie Robertson.
Oh yeah, but he
that's
never.
Robbie Robertson.
Did he get a world silver medal? I think Ronnie Robertson.
Okay.
I think it's important, really. The reason that I bring this up is because I think that the skaters on the ice now, it really should be like an entry quiz. You know when you do your driving test, you have to do a practical and a theory. Well, I don't know if it's the same in Canada, but you have to do a practical test. I feel like for entry at a competition of this caliber, the skaters, it should be a prerequisite that they have studied the masters of their craft.
You are very mean.
I just think it would be really good
I agree.
education.
No, I totally agree that they should study. I don't think it should be a prerequisite to get in a competition. You're a little delirious at this moment. So,
well, then there are other skaters that I hear of that are successful skaters. I've been listening to skaters that are super successful who disconnect from the sport and who just do what is necessary when they go to the rink, and that has served them well. They turn up, do their job, and have a life outside. I kind of admire that, but for me, it's a huge part of the training ground is to understand the discipline and all the
Well, look,
stars of the past.
as you know, I've been working on a virtual museum with a colleague
it's amazing.
for Skate Canada, and it is so cool. You can walk your way through and navigate your way through and see the stories and hear the stories. It's so interesting. The point is that the history of skating has so many wonderful moments and so many wonderful skaters. And some elements, you go back into the 50s and 60s, you say, oh my gosh, I never knew a person could do that on the ice. Because you see some elements you don't see anymore.
Yes.
Now, our sport has been more fair to the athlete, no question, but it's also probably put some limitations around creativity for an element that doesn't get any value, right?
Yes.
So you can take a look at the positives and the negatives in that. But if you look at history, if you really love the sport, start to research men's skating through the times and look at videos on YouTube, because there's a lot. There is a lot of stuff. And take a look at not only the skater, but how it was presented. And of course, I've done a lot in history, 100 years of skating for the ISU. I worked on that film as well with Bob Moyer, formerly from CBC. And some of the footage that was found is just extraordinary stuff. So our sport has a wonderful history, rich history of incredible skaters many years ago.
Yeah.
Not just recently, right? But you wouldn't know that unless you look for it.
Yeah, it's so true. And actually, I would shout out, you've touched on it, Ted, but Ted, the work that you've done in the Skate Canada Hall of Fame, I have been privy to some of that, and it is incredible. I want the whole world of ice skating to see it. But certainly, in regards to the athletes and the discussion on past champions, often some of the skaters in their feedback to us about things that they mention in regards to their skating journey, they'll mention skaters that have inspired them. But of course, the skaters that will have inspired them will have been ones that were more current and present. So we're currently looking at athletes who are under 19 by July the 1st. So we're just seeing the tail end maybe of some of those that were inspired by the likes of Yuzuru Hanyu and Javier Fernandez and that generation. But there's so many before that are so inspiring.
And as you do such a good job at, is you finding background of these skaters and their journey up to this point, et cetera, it gives it enriches following a person as not as opposed to a skater, but in addition to a skater.
Yeah.
When we're doing this, the Hall of Fame stuff, the homework and research that we're finding out, yes, as skaters, that's easy. You see that. There's video and it's recorded. But when you understand all that went around that person, it's extraordinary. And that is so interesting. And the problem is who has time to really do that. But we've done that, and hopefully that's going to be available and soon. We don't know exactly when, but it's very cool. And it applies to history in every country and history in the ISU. It's not just great skaters. It's interesting people and situations that have happened, like a Netflix series on, like, what was that, the soccer coach?
Ted Lasso?
Yeah, Ted Lasso. I just love that. Okay, it's not exactly the same, but my point is, it's about sport. It's about people in that sport. It wasn't just about the game itself, right? And there's so much richness in this sport and its people, and I hope that gets told. Anyways, we started out, go on YouTube, start to search pairs and dance, and go back into the 40s and the 50s and 60s. There's a ton of stuff out there.
And interestingly, I'm saying to the athletes on the ice now to go and research the past Olympic champions, but the skaters that we've just seen, Matias Lindfors from Finland, who's second in this event, I sincerely hope that we continue to see him and he goes on to be very successful. But skaters like that, who aren't competitively supremely successful, I'm sure there are a host of skaters in the 70s, 80s, 90s and noughties that brought so much inspiring movement, but perhaps don't have the Olympic titles that keep them in the history archives.
Some of the great choreographers didn't have great, they were good skaters, they were great, but they didn't maybe have the elements. But great Roheen Ward from the United States, Rory Nickel, these
Sandra
people,
Bezic, all amazing skaters, but not the Olympic champions, the world medalists.
No, she was 5th in the world in pairs, Sandra Bezic, but they're not necessarily all champions, but they're incredible people and incredible support in addition to contributions they made to the sport. Okay. Covered that one pretty good. We didn't have to try too hard here.
Just you wait to see what the next warm-up question might be.
Here we go.
This young man had 6 months off following knee surgery in 2023, coming back into form.
Yeah, Vasii from Canada. He's also a very creative, innovative, passionate skater. He's coached by Yvan Desjardins out of Montreal, and like him, and you know, we have a number of these skaters that bring more than just jumps and spin to the ice. It brings something special, and we wish them the best of luck here in the short program.
An amazingly dynamic and emphatic finish from Edward Vasii from Canada on that change foot combo spin, the difficult feature at the end. A really good example of that feature, but Edward will be disappointed because points were lost and too many of the elements, unfortunately, for a skater that very much could contend with the leader currently, Ean Weiler.
Yeah, he's creative and innovative himself, and he's a good technical skater, although he made small mistakes, hands go down, little wobbles here and there, just losing GOE points. In fact, 1, 2, 3 of the 7 elements are in the minus GOEs, and taking points away from that base value, but 4 of them are in the positive. He's a beautiful skater, still working to, and he's been training so well and so consistently, and wanting to find or searching to find a way to deliver that in competition. There's the triple axel, looks good in the air, just too far forward on the landing. That's where your back has got to be strong. Don't give in. Don't let yourself bend forward. The triple lutz, okay, look good. Gets the free leg back, pops into the double toe. Sort of a mispick timing-wise. And here is the entrance into the triple loop. Once again, going forward and goes down. Just losing points with those little things there, Mark.
Yeah, and Edward had explained that this is a new style of short program that he has worked on a lot, and I could see, you know, certainly facially there was so much commitment to the concept of what it was, but Edward had also explained to us that one of the things he's been really trying to focus on is his general consistency, and he earmarked especially the triple lutz, triple toe. As we see, a great example of the change of edge, good GOE for that, with the triple lutz, triple toe being a focus point for the athlete. makes it more frustrating for us to then know, oh dear,
Yeah.
the focus that you had did not materialize in the result of the event, but free skate to come.
It will come together for this young man. He's very close to it. He doesn't know how far away he is from that elusive, clean program, but once he puts that together and understands it's within his capacity and his ability, maybe maybe he overthinks it too much. I don't know. Yvan Desjardins will be able to explain a little bit more, but he's very close. Let's take a look at his short program score. His personal best is 60.86. That was last year, and this is a 63.77 for Edward. And that'll put him currently to third place, and that's with those mistakes. But that's a pretty good score. And that shows the quality of this young man's skating. Our next skater represents Andorra, Raul Garcia Shibinskiy.
And Raul, very glad to be back in Gdansk in Poland. This is the location where he did his first ever Junior Grand Prix. And he explained that he's been training hard since his participation in Ankara and finds it an honor to represent Andorra on this stage as he skates to Hope.
Don't lose faith in me. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul. Oh, 30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where's it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I like to introduce my album, my album, my album, my album, hey, my album, Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says, standing up for what you know is while everybody else is tucking their toe between their legs. I could write a record full of radio songs, do a bunch of features that my label would love, do a bunch of features that I don't even like, just to build up the hype. Yeah, I could sell my house and move out to LA, get inside of rooms with the biggest of names, hire 50 people just to give me advice on the way I should write. Oh God, yeah, sounds like a nightmare if you ask me. Yeah, went from my bedroom to the big leagues. You know how many times that I was told things wouldn't work but worked out. Having cold feet didn't keep me from success but delayed it some.
Raul Garcia Shibinskiy representing Andorra. Such a cool concept,
Yeah.
and brave to take such music, and he delivers it with an appropriateness that suggests he's perhaps done dance classes that
I think
are
with
akin to this.
he delivers it with an authenticity, you know, and yet there's much more detail to come, I'm sure, and much more crisp movements, but I love it because I can see he loves it.
Yeah. And interesting for Raul, he elected to change the planned program content. He previously attempted triple loops when he competed in Ankara, elected to go simpler, but with more success with the triple toe, double toe, which we see here.
Nice triple toe loop, nice coverage up in the double toe, and Keep
Nice
that
line.
structure to that. It'll be easy to get the second triple toe done. There's the triple loop. That's too far back, and he takes a fall, but gets up really fast. There's the double axe a little bit later in the program. Soft landing knees, good
nice
stretched arms, nice. Here's some of the steps here, Mark.
Yeah, and I think for me with Raul, he obviously invested in the concept and the creativity of his movement, right down to the uniqueness of the costume. I would be saying to Raul, come on, we've got 3 level 2s and a level 1 here on the 4 level assigned elements. He's obviously very capable. That camel spin is beautiful, but he lost the camel spin at the last event. It's a level 2 here. I believe he's a skater capable of level 4s. I want to suggest him pump. Let's see 3 level 4s in the next event.
So Staff Sergeant
Yes.
Conradi is going to
Scrutinize the level 4.
you're going to be checking everything. But you're right. We don't comment. We haven't commented much on costume. I think costume is perfect for what he was doing in this program.
And interestingly, from the judges' perspective, they've gone with the composition above the skating skills. So they respecting that whilst it might not be their music of choice, that the way in which Raul has interpreted that within his composition is appropriate. I feel like I was quite harsh there, but I think he's capable of 3 level 4 spins. So come on, Raul. I'm counting on you, man. Next time, 3 level 4s.
Sorry, it's a bit harsh on you. We know you can do it. That's why we're saying it. That's for sure. Let's take a look at the short program score. Season best, 43.12 for Raul Garcia Shibinskiy. And that'll put him currently into 6th place.
Raul Garcia Shibinskiy from Andorra has a short program 43.12 total points. This is his new season's best. He's currently in 6th place.
Our next skater represents Korea, Habin Choi.
Przed Państwem reprezentant Korei. On the ice,
The season's best of 77.76. That's a good score, Mark.
Yeah, that would be a very competitive score, and he the first of the real contenders for the final, following the silver medal that he achieved in Varese. He's already making some history for Korean men skating with the quadruple jumps. No quad in this program, but hoping for another clean skate. Korea's Habin Choi
Habin Choi, reprezentant
yet
Korei.
again, and
Yeah.
I find it so interesting, Ted, to see this skater because Korea's male skaters, Min-Kyu-seo, Yeonwan Cha, so wonderful, primarily for their component scores. This young man, though, he's giving us tech score energy and confidence.
Well, as you
Different.
said, first of all, his technique of his jumps. He's so quick in the rotation, so fast, so solid, and that's great, and that's what makes him really strong as a junior. But he's also, as you said, still 15-year-old in his composition. Not so much in the, the skating skills. That's beautiful. It's all there. But he has this beautiful melodic piece of music. And although he skates to it, he doesn't connect to it.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds really critical. Wonderful skater, who's triple S, triple toe, triple axel, beautiful. And that's all there and gets all the credit. Once he connects more to the music, it's like, whoa, 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 watch out.
Yes, because there is going to be, as we see the difficult blade feature, there's going to be now a comparison. Habin Choi with this performance has absolutely delivered a consistency that now makes us believe in him as a Junior Grand Prix final participant. And then he will be against the likes of Min-Kyu-seo, Ryo Nakata, and it will be definitely the program component scores, particularly the presentation, I think, for Habin Choi. But we'll see, hopefully, in the free skate, the quads that he has.
Yes.
I've seen him do quad flip, I've seen him do quad lutz. He's got other stuff.
Well, because he's so quick in rotation and he's so tight in the air. There's, really, he doesn't, sort of all organized for the kiss and cry shot.
And it was good to see his coach on the right hand. I don't know if it's Nayeon Kim or Minseok Kim. I'm not sure the name of his coach, but just before the program, he was having fun backstage with her, and we could see
Yes.
that joyful,
That's
playful
true.
interaction.
That's true. Let's take a look at the short program scores. Season's best, 78.53. She goes, whoa, and that moves him into first place. Good 6-point lead over Ean Weiler from Switzerland. Technically, I would say that's there. He had a couple sevens in the PCs. So we take a look at our next skater representing Ukraine, Yehor Kurtsev, and he has a 64.76 personal best in week 1 in Riga. Mark?
And he is the European Youth Olympic Festival champion, and Yehor gets ready to skate to the sound of silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its scenes while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a streetlamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound
Ukraine's Yehor Kurtsev not able to deliver quite as clean a skate as he used en route to that successful
Yehor Kurtsev,
performance in the
reprezentant
first
Ukrainy.
stage. But so interesting to compare the athletes at different stages of development, because Habin Choi and Yehor Kurtsev are the same age of 15, and yet Yehor Kurtsev's composition and presentation so much more emotionally engaged and invested. But I think hard for him not to showcase some of the disappointment with the mistakes made on the triple axel as we look back at the opening of this.
Yeah, he has his own sort of, there's the triple axel, hand goes down. He has his own sort of coolness to him. His own style a little bit. And look at that difficult slide, turning on the ice, has to get back up for the triple lutz, set it up for the triple toe loop, and gets it done. Maybe a little slow on the landing of the triple toe, it's being really picky. And there's that little loop job, yeah, very cool, very creative. Sort of an upright raspberry or something.
Not quite sure.
Yeah, good camel spin. He's got a really a lot of nice elements to his skating. Something that's slightly unique in his own.
Yeah, and it's not, you know, as we see this upright variation, Yehor doesn't skate with elegance or, you know, stylistically beautiful movement, but there's a sense of, I think you did use the word authentic.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. It was authentic.
You're welcome.
Noted. Well done, Yehor. You have been described with authenticity by Canada.
Yeah. Well, when you are authentic, you're
The scores,
your own
please.
person. You don't look like anybody else, and so he did a great job. Let's take a look at the short program scores for Yehor Kurtsev from Ukraine.
Jehor zdobył w programie krótkim 65 punktów i 92 setne. Jest to jego najlepszy wynik w tym sezonie. Zajmuje obecnie trzecie miejsce. Yehor Kurtsev from Ukraine.
Connection to the music and the transitions in between and the innovations. Essentially a tie with Matias Lindfors from Finland. Our next skater represents Hong Kong, Jarvis Ho.
And Jarvis has competed in 5 competitions in 3 months. We saw him at the Skates to Mallane Olympic qualifier, and he said that he has learned a lot from that experience and hoping to utilize it now as he returns to the junior stage. Skating to Back from the Edge by James Arthur.
Back from the edge, back from the dead, back before demons took control of my head, back to the start, back to my heart, back to the boy who wouldn't reach for the stars. Oh, you wouldn't reach for the stars. You can take my home, you can take my clothes, you can take the drugs I have that nobody knows. You can take my watch, you can't take my phone. You can take all I got till I'm skin and bone. I don't want control, I can dig my own hole. I can make my bed and I can lie in it cold. Cause I don't need heat, I've been burning in hell. But now I'm back with my own story to tell. Back from the edge, back from the dead, back before demons took control of my head. Back to the start, back to my heart, back to the point who would've reached for the stars. Back from the edge, back from the dead, back from the tears that were so easily shed. Back to the start, back to my heart, back to the boy who would've reached for the stars. Who would've reached for the stars. Back from the dead, back before demons took control of my head. Back to the start, back to my heart, back to the point. I don't want control, I can dig my own hole. I can make my bed and I can lie in it cold. Cause I don't need heat, I've been burning in hell. But now I'm back with my own story to tell. Back from the edge, back from the dead, back before demons took control of my head. Back to the start, back to my heart, back to the boy who would've reached for the stars. Back from the edge, back from the dead, back from the tears that were too easily shed. Back to the start, back to my heart,
Well, Jarvis Ho from Hong Kong had said that he was particularly keen to skate a clean short program. Despite all of the events that he's done, he was conscious that he was making regular mistakes in the short. And whilst I'm
Jarvis Ho,
pretty sure we'll see
reprezentant Hong Kongu.
a downgrade, if not an under rotation on the opening combo, he'll be pleased to have stood up in that element, having had a fall on it when he competed at the Skate to Milano figure skating qualifier.
Yeah, he's got some good sections of connection with the music as well, and sort of a danceability and. The jump technique needs a little bit more refinement to carry the speed through the air, on the landing edge, gliding. That'll help him a lot, but he's got the strength and the power and the good takeoff technique, basically. Let's take a look at some of the elements here. You see the triple flip, gets that done. You can see not a lot of speed in between or on the landing of the toe loop. Of course, that is on the quarter. On the triple toe loop, let's see the triple loop here. Gets that as well. That's clean in the system. Again, not a lot of speed on the landing, so he's curving around, and so you're going to lose that. Judges can easily, as we see him losing his balance here after that little jump, but in the spin, you need that flow across the ice.
And Jarvis, as we see him do the spread eagle into the double axel, said that he'd learned a lot from Skate to Milano being alongside those senior skaters, but he probably hasn't really had time to implement the lessons he's learned because he's been so busy competing.
Yeah, this is pretty cool stuff in here. We saw him on his heels there, a little jump there, all to the music in his step sequence. And the exit on his last spin. So his season's best is 51.91. We'll see how close he comes to that.
And you'll be pleased to know, Ted, that Jarvis did get the pictures that he wanted with the skaters in Skate to Milano. He was going there with a desire to get some autographs and some photos of the athletes he's admired, like of Luna Hendricks, and I saw social media content. He got what he wanted. So
isn't that nice?
I'd be happy to report that.
Did you ever have a picture with Luna?
No, I did not. We were too busy commentating endlessly.
We were up in the stands.
Yep. But one of the few skaters that really is doubling up on seniors and juniors.
Yeah, true. Let's take a look at the short program scores for Jarvis Ho. From Hong Kong, 50.46. He looks at that, that's kind of okay, and that'll put him currently into 7th place.
Jarvis Ho from Hong Kong, China has earned a short program 50.46 total points. He is currently
3 groups yet to skate. 1 skater more in this group. And there he is, representing Sweden,
Przed Państwem reprezentant
Elias
Szwecji.
Sayed.
Next to skate, representing Sweden, Elias Sayed.
And Elias competing in Vasii on the Junior Grand Prix earlier, but I don't think that the scores that he achieved there were a reflection of the potential that he has, and hopefully now in this performance Elias will be able to deliver what he's capable of in practice, skating to Artsakh. Sweden's Elias Sayed completes his short program, and I do believe that this will be his last Junior Grand Prix short program. He turns 19 in December, thus aging into the senior ranks after this season, and he looks pretty satisfied with that. He didn't do the triple axel that was on the planned program content, but delivered a clean skate, and those are not easy to come by.
No. He's 18 years old. Let's take a look here. Double axle, pardon me. Nice and smooth and deep knees on the landing. There's the triple loop. Good speed coming in, a little bit slow coming out. Really, really want to carry speed across the ice. It's going to be quality points for the GOE. There's the triple flip, triple toe loop, under rotated on the triple toe. Minus GOE on that. And 2 spins at the end of the program also with the minus GOE part.
Yeah, a shame just reviewing what the judges have input into Elias's program that it doesn't seem to have been reviewed as positively as we would have perhaps initially perceived, and like you say, the negative grade of execution on it, some of the spins and also the levels on some of the spins. So it's so frustrating to see 2s beside the spins, because I think that relatively easier to achieve points on than the triple, which he did stay up on.
You know, it's funny, every person, you know, grows up and matures at different stages and ages, right? And we see that in skating quite a bit. You know, a younger skater with great maturity beyond their years, and older skaters that have yet to sort of grow into and find themselves and who they want to be on the ice. And everybody's at a little bit of a different stage on their journey. As we take a look at the short program scores, the season best 54.92 for Elias Sayed of Sweden. And that'll put him currently into 6th place.
And I wonder if this is one of his first events without his father. I think his father so often in his coaching team here with Sergei Razvanov. So again, that's another development, you know, maybe attending an event with a different environment.
Exactly. Get your phone up. There. I saw you. You were not paying attention. Okay. There's a look at the standings so far after 3 groups. No, pardon me, 2 groups. We have 3 more to come. Pardon me. Got that mixed up. And we're going to take a short break. But while we do that, you will be treated to some videos. And what are they, Mark?
Well, currently in this event, we have a Korean leader in the men's competition. But during the resurface, you can listen to the fellow Korean skater that won in Baku, Min-kyu So. And then our figure skating basics series, short program versus free skate.
Well said. We're getting a little tired, but we're hanging in there. We hope you enjoy those videos during the ice resurfacing. We'll be back right after this. Here in Baku with the men's champion, Min-kyu So from Korea. Min-kyu, congratulations, first of all. You know, it's not your best performance, perhaps. You added the quad this year into that program. How did you feel?
Kosal was good in Korea, but not here.
And for your next competition, going to the Junior Grand Prix final in Nagoya, will you add that quad Salco also in that competition?
I will be landing to the Kosal next competitions.
Well, congratulations on adding the quad to your program, no question, but your skating skills and the rest of your program is so excellent. Just congratulations, and we wish you the very best in moving forward. The champion here in Baku. Welcome to the basics of skating.
And in this episode, we're going to delve into the differences between the short program and the free skate.
In the singles, it's 2 minutes and 40 seconds, plus or minus 10 seconds. There are 7 elements, 3 jumping passes, 3 spins, and 1 step sequence.
And in the ice dance competition, the short program equivalent is called the rhythm dance. 5 different elements, and this year the theme for the ice dancers is to skate to dance styles from the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s.
Now, let's not forget about the pair discipline as well. You're going to see a throw jump, a lift, side-by-side jumps, side-by-side spins, a death spiral, a lot of elements, very physical and dynamic and risky elements in the pair short program.
The free skates and the free dance for all the disciplines, longer, more elements, and generally immeasurably more exhausting.
No kidding, a long program now, 3.5 minutes for the juniors, 4 minutes for the seniors. In my day, it was 5 minutes, and that was very painful for the viewers, especially watching me.
So that concludes this episode of the Basics of Figure Skating. Stay tuned to find out more.
Na taflę zapraszamy trzecią grupę zawodników. The following skaters may now take the ice for the warm-up. From China, Yingrui Li. From Norway, Daniil Valanov. From Armenia, Mikayel Salazaryan. From Poland, Matvii Yefymenko. From Lithuania,
Welcome back,
Luka
everyone, to
Imedashvili.
Gdansk, Poland, day
From
one
the
of
United States
competition
of
here. We are in
America,
group
Taiga
3 of the men's
Nishino.
short program, and on the break we were getting some cooking lessons from some of our Italian team here that was teaching us about pasta, which was
It's a
interesting.
shame.
Yeah,
I feel like I
Paolo
want to
was-
go and like.
He had a great explanation. I heard lemon. What else was he talking about?
We were just talking about various different pasta, and obviously pasta from Italy is undoubtedly the
Come on,
best.
it's the best. But, you know.
And I remember having gnocchi in Italy. We're sharing with Paolo that I had gnocchi in Italy, and I remember thinking this is a very different pasta experience. from mine. Experience.
Okay. All right.
Okay, we have a question.
We do.
Yes.
Is it the legal one?
Yes.
I said legal, not illegal.
You're going to answer though.
No.
So,
What's up?
the question comes from Brian, and he asks, is there a system of appeal that a coach or skaters can take if they think an element has been mistakenly called by a panel?
Yeah, you can't protest a call, a level call. If there is an input problem, so an element 5, you did a triple axel, but they put in triple toe loop, and it doesn't get caught, and it goes into the result, the triple axel is worth a lot more, then you can put a protest in, I think it's within an hour of the conclusion of the event. So that's just a data input issue that can be corrected. But you can't say, no, I think that was really a level 2. I mean, can you imagine? You never get through any event. Right?
And apparently, I'm not 100% familiar with it, but I do understand that in the gymnastics community, they can have debates like that, but then the results take so much longer to facilitate. So it's amazing, really, the efficiency of the scoring that we do have.
Yeah, and I
in
think
these
that's where
events.
AI, we haven't talked about AI for quite a while yet. We certainly did in the first couple of weeks, and they are investigating and currently under test how AI will be able to help, particularly in the technical area, like on jumps. So to be able to determine exactly how much rotation that your takeoff blade and landing blade did in between. So, that may be very helpful, but the research has been done, and we'll learn more about that. Right now, it comes out of the live call from looking at the rink and the skater live. Then the review of that, if they have a question about it, they will ask for a review, and they'll look through the camera, which is on the right side of the judging panel. So that, again, that's a bit of a different angle from where they look at it live. But that's what we have. They do the best they can with what we have.
Yeah.
Some people go, wow, no, there's no way in that angle, it's this and that. Okay, come on, sit on the panel there, make your call, and let other people complain, because it will have a difference of a look. But the best way for a skater to avoid those under rotations, don't do it.
Amen.
Have the blade backwards when you land, and you will not have an issue. They won't even be calling reviews in your program.
And it's so interesting. I've really observed as we watch the skaters now on screen. I think it is, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Ted, but I think rotation issues tend to be greater in abundance in the women's event than in the men's event. But I think that often skaters, when they're competing at home and they don't have perhaps it's like the added pressure of the competition, then they are more inclined to be a little cautious and stay upright but risk rotation than if they're freer in practice.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say, and this is completely non-scientific, but in the women's event, I would say they probably land their jumps more often, but have more often have under rotations. The guys might get around further, but don't control the landings as well, right? In juniors, I'm talking in juniors, of course. In seniors, it's different. So, there's all sorts of variety.
Caveats and variations.
Yes, exactly.
But it would be interesting, to hear from those that are watching and have, a joy that they find in watching figure skating. I think that the inclusion of AI will be an amazing opportunity for us to level the playing field even further. However, what do you love most about skating? And for me, some of the greatest love about skating is the emotional connection. And so I think that would be very hard to attain. That's one of the most magical things about the sport, is that the presentation or the composition and the way in which we're emoted is
You
untangible.
cannot take the human. They won't. They're not going to. Listen, AI is only going to help in some areas, but they're going to keep the human element in there. They may have different say criteria. They may have a different approach to the judging process, but they're going to keep that there. That's what makes the sport magical for sure. Now, just as a reminder to everyone, we tried a little earlier today. I was calling the program during the live program exactly what the technical panel were saying. I was simply repeating it so the audience could hear. And then during the review, I was simply repeating what they were saying on the review. And we will do that. And there was a technical problem, so people couldn't really hear it well. We were going to do that on the first skater of the next group. After this group, the first skater of the next group. And we will repeat that process, and hopefully we'll get it right. And yeah, it'll be clear. So that'll be interesting for people to hear during the program what I will say. And we don't like to talk during the program, but we're just going to do it this one time so that you will hear me say, up next, jump. Next, spin. And then you'll hear at the end of the spin, level 3 review or whatever it's going to be. So I'm simply going to repeat what the technical panel says during the program as they analyze and call for reviews during the program, and then I will repeat exactly what they're saying on the reviews, okay?
By audibly giving that is giving what we give at the end of the performance. We're trying to have to understand why the scores are the scores as they are, and will be a little bit more of a clearer insight into the rationale behind what happens.
There you go. As we get started, first skater represent China. Yingrui Li. Not a big, not an international competitive record that we have on the bio anyways.
No, not at all, but Yingrui Li did deliver some impressive jumping passes in the warm-up, so a good triple, and that will be the first element in his program, the first of the 7 elements for this 15-year-old who skates to music by Boyce Avenue. The track, Easy on Me.
Well, Mark, we didn't have a lot of
Yingrui
information
Li,
on this young man, but in that
representant
very short period of time, around two and a half minutes, we got a lot of information. What a beautiful, beautiful skater.
Yeah, such quality of movement and such body awareness through the skating skills from Yingrui Li from China. And I remember last week when we were in Baku that there was a Chinese male skater who I understand took part in solo dance events as well, and I'm just fascinated to try to find out where Yingrui Li has cultivated such quality of movement, posture and extension and knee action, just really, really beautiful.
Okay, look at this opening element. There's the triple flip, gets the three-leg around, but he has lost his speed on the flow. And he does a little spread eagle out of the double toe loop. It's okay, here comes the triple loop. Lots of speed coming in that. Some mohawks, glides off the back of that edge into the landing. Lovely.
And this was wonderful. The traveling 3 turns into the change of edge on the camel spin. And we've spoken about spin levels and how frustrating it can be for some of the skaters not to achieve quality levels. However, for Yingrui Li, all 3 spins in at the maximum level 4s. We see a little bit of a tight double axel. Oh, look at the knee action there. And it's the knee action, the pulse and the rise and fall that create the skating
And
skill.
the change of direction. He changes direction a lot and uses the space around him really well. As you see that, that's just amazing. Makes it look so easy. I wouldn't get up for like a week or so. Yeah, just a beautiful skater.
And
so nice to see new skaters we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
That's good.
So true. I can only find out that he'd been 7th at an interclub stage event in Harbin, China, but he won the short program at that event. He had a 67.93, which had he done the triple-triple, I'm sure he would have been close to here too.
Yeah, let's take a look at the score. 61.76 for Yingrui Li. That'll put him into 6th place.
Yingrui Li from China has earned the short program 61.76 total points.
A lovely skater. Nice surprise.
Yeah, very enjoyable.
Our next skater represents Norway, Daniil Valanov.
And Daniil's coach, Yehor Samanov's explaining, since the last event, nothing major to add, working hard, learning on mistakes, and hoping to showcase those improvements as Daniil gets ready to skate to the Woodkid track. I love you.
Well, the light shivers offshore through the tides of oceans. We are shining in the rising sun. As we are floating in the blue, I am softly watching you. Oh boy, your eyes betray what burns inside you. Whatever I feel for you, you understand I care about you. Is there any chance you could see me too? 'Cause I love you. Is there anything I could do just to get some attention from you? In the ways I've lost every trace of you. Where are you?
Norway's Daniil Valanov, just 16 years old, but showcasing the improvements that he aspired to deliver from the first performance of the Junior Grand Prix this series in Riga. He popped his triple axel at that event, managing here to rotate.
Yeah, he turned it. I mean, it was on an angle, and he hung on, so that was a great fight. You have to learn everything that can happen in a triple axel or any other jump. What goes wrong, not enough height, too much speed, not enough speed. All those thousands of repetitions teach you how to react in the pressure. There's the triple axel, kind of hooked the takeoff, but he managed to keep himself on the feet. Now, I don't know how he got around that triple lutz.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah, the legs were not tidy in the air at all, but of course, he loses the second jump. There's the triple loop. Oh, maybe he kept the free leg off because they gave him the triple toe loop. I didn't see that. He put the foot down. He didn't. And there's a look at some of the twizzles on both feet, same direction, near the end.
And Daniil has seemingly so much natural ease across the ice, and now it just needs to be channeled and honed as he continues to work with Kristina Santam and Yura Samanov. But great progression made, and it was interesting because I think I mentioned this when he competed in Riga. They've got their own personal goals. I'm quizzing everybody. They've got their own personal goals, but they want to keep quiet on that. And I'm assuming though that triple axel today was a pretty strong goal for the team.
Yeah. I love the fact that he was just bent on turning that thing, even if the takeoff wasn't perfect.
And this, the personal best short program score is under 50, and this is going to, with the tech content that he delivered, mistakes albeit, this will sail past the 50-point marker.
Season's best this year was just 47.05, but this is a 58.04, and that is a new season's best. And the coach goes, wow, I'm liking that. The skater goes, Daniil goes, am I reading that right? You're quiet about that score, but that'll put him currently into 7th place. Strong athlete. The next skater represents Armenia, Mikayel Salazaryan. He was 39th at Junior Worlds last year. He is the junior champion of Armenia.
And Mikayel, much like the skaters before him, will open with triple axel. Skating to a Damien Rice track, it takes a lot to know a man.
It takes a lot to know a man. It takes a lot to understand. The warrior, the sage, the little boy in rage. It takes a lot to know a woman. A lot to comprehend what's coming. The mother and the child, the music of the God. It takes a lot to give, to ask for help, to be yourself, to know and love.
Armenia's Mikayel Salazaryan, another skater heading towards the end of their junior competitive days. And Ted, if I am right, we do watch a lot of skaters, but if I'm right, Mikayel Salazaryan has competed with lots of triple jumps successfully in previous junior Grand Prix, but really struggled with the program component scores. And whilst this is still the weaker of his two scores, I see a significant difference from Mikayel from previous seasons in regards to the skating skill.
Yeah, so do I. I think you're right. And I just can't remember where we saw him.
He competed here last year.
Oh, he was in Gdansk last year.
Yeah, he was.
Here's a look at the triple axel. Up a little bit, leaning outside the circle, has to do a 3-turn. Does not put the free leg down, so that's good. Here's the triple Lutz. Forward on the landing, and just barely gets around the double toe loop.
And as we see the transition entry into the triple loop, I think that the progression that I see from Mikayel is through the top half of the body. There's a little bit more suppleness through the body, and now perhaps moving forward just to keep increasing the range between the legs for the extensions and the knees and ankles.
And Lee is stretch free leg there on the sits, flying sits bend, beautifully centered, beautifully centered. And that comes in at a level 3, so missing one of the features, but still lovely element in the flying sit. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 7 elements are in the minus GOEs. So losing points on quality, taking that away from the base value.
And interesting, the further feedback from the technical panel, there's a V beside the change foot combo spin, so that's suggesting what I assume will be insufficient camel spin position, which is an element which plagues some of the men when they don't quite have the range of flexibility, and I'm sure Mikayel and Sergei will know that. And his other coaches, Gegam Vardanyan and Armen Asayan, the coaches listed for Mikayel. Okay. And it's the constant debate as to what to focus on, but Mikayel with the triple axel already and having had that for some time now, then he appears aware that the need is to focus on the second mark for his progression.
Well, let's take a look at the short program scores. 49.15 is personal best from a year ago or so. This is a 50.13, so I think that's an improvement on his score. That'll put him currently into 11th spot. His PC's in the mid to high 4s. So some work still to do in that area. Our next skater represents Poland, Matvii Yefymenko.
And good to hear the support from the Polish arena for this Polish skater, Matvii Yefymenko. Polish coaches, Polish choreographers, Polish skaters skating in Poland, hoping for great success. And he will skate to You and I by the Scorpions. Matvii Yefymenko, a skater that trains in Torun 2 to 3 hours from here in Gdansk, as you see the Polish flag wave. And it's going to be really interesting because to me the challenge will be for his coach now, Daiya Sayed, who is here. Her son she'll be putting on as the final skater in this event.
Yeah. That was a great skate for Matvii. I'm really happy with that.
And a skater that has doubled up is actually his best scores as we look at this double axel come from Challenger Series senior event.
Here's a look at that triple Lutz, big inside outside edge, triple toe loop, great recovery on that. Here is the triple loop, push down straight up, nice, that was lovely.
Yeah, I have to say, Ted, that the way in which he recalibrated from Mallane the triple loops to keep flow, that was impressive. The drive through the right leg as we see some of the combo spin. Such a nice feeling. You can see perhaps coaches, team leaders, everybody, the feeling of a clean skate in competition is just so satisfying, and Matvii can be so proud because he has now encouraged the smiles of those that join him in the kiss and cry. That mixture of satisfaction, pride.
And then you wonder, you know, when you put that great program together, you wonder, well, why can't I do that all the time, right? Because it felt so easy. Let's take a look at the scores, 58.64 for Matvii. That'll put him currently in 7th place. And we're pretty happy with that. Thoughtful young man, he's just taking it all in and thinking about it. Great skate, good score. There is our next skater representing Lithuania, Luka Imedashvili. He was the junior, or is the junior champion of Lithuania.
And Luka was 6th at this event last year. I remember that performance was so brilliant. And this skater has particular good musicality. He attended music school since he was 3 years old, now skating to the Barber of Seville. Well, the only real mistake for Luka Imedashvili from Lithuania was finding the judges at the end of the performance, and such a real masterclass in musicality. And as I said before this skate, he's a
Luka Imedashvili, reprezentant
He's an accomplished
Litwy.
pianist. He speaks 5 languages.
Oh my gosh.
Just an amazing young man and thoroughly enjoyable.
I don't think he skated to the music. I think he skated with the music or in the music, or the music was in him, whatever you want to call it. It just flew out of his soul in his choreography. Something very special. He had the energy all the way from the first note to the last and paid attention to every detail in choreography and music.
And to me, that is absolutely what should be done.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Of course, the value of the jumps is huge, but every note ideally should be articulated with the body on the ice, and that was the best example of that thus far. We've seen amazing skating.
And I think that's one of the things, even for the ISU, the great skaters, the great moments, both in exhibition time and in shows, and are those people that totally connect with the music, and maybe there's something that, you know, will need to be there or could be considered as part of a competitive program, because that's special.
It really is, and I think it's not just having the energy of the music. The Barber de Seville, such pride, it's such pomp and circumstance, and he embraced that. But there are some that have the energy, there are some that have the musical enunciation and articulation, but to have both, that's what really, really sings in a performance. And we do, you know, we can't discount though that the reason that, you know, Luka won't lead the field is because he doesn't have the triple axel. We've got only a level 2 in the step sequence, 1 level 3. So from a technical element score perspective, there's still room for growth. But so much, I think, from a performance presentation component and audience appreciation society, there's a lot to enjoy.
Please.
Oh, totally.
Luka uzyskał w programie krótkim 64 punkty i 33 setne. Jest to jego najlepszy wynik w tym sezonie. Zajmuje obecnie 5. miejsce.
Brilliant.
Luka Imedashvili from Lithuania has earned a short program 64.33 total points. This is his new season's best. He's currently in 5th place.
Really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Well, there is our next skater representing the United States last week in Baku. A bit of a
Przed
surprise
Państwem
finish for
reprezentant
him.
Stanów
He was
Zjednoczonych.
third. He took the
Next to
bronze medal
skate,
in 11
representing
points.
the United States
and
of America,
had to change
Caleb
his ticket
Farrington.
to come here in order to continue to compete for the Junior Grand Prix final. Caleb Farrington from the U.S.
Yeah, what a week it has been as he skates to Astor Piazzolla music.
That's pretty special. Stand by.
Caleb Farrington, Stany Zjednoczone.
Caleb Farrington from the United States of America has had a somewhat tumultuous week. He would not have expected to be here. The plans were not for him to be competing in Gdansk, but amidst the uncontrollables and the variables, he has gone out and delivered one constancy, and that is really great skating.
Yeah, I saw him a couple years back at one of the camps in the United States, and he had great skills there, but maybe a little lack of confidence. He looks like he's learning and gaining that confidence. Look at that double act, just left across the ice. Just beautiful, deep edges, soft knees, fast gliding edges, the triple loop.
So cool.
Yeah, really great. Triple Lutz, later in the program, beautiful. Great free leg back, more height, even on the triple toe.
Well, that's such a good example of the positive features for the grade of execution, as is the extreme commitment to the positioning in this camel spin with the change of edge. It's making it so easy to give positive grades of execution with the quality of his movement. Here, and look at the left-hand side bracket, back outside counter and forward loop. That one of the combination of turns that he used as a feature. Not sure it was super clean. That may be the reason that he got the step sequence level 3, but just so much to admire in Caleb. And I think for me the most admirable aspect is Larissa Selezneva joins him in the kiss and cry is his ability to cope with so many novelties this week.
Yeah, you know, I think they even questioned whether they would do this week because it was a bit of a surprise for them, but they got convinced to stay on and gain the experience. And here he lays down another really beautiful program. Let's take a look at the score. 68.97. That was third for Caleb Farrington from the United States at this stage of the competition, with 2 groups to come. Beautiful skater.
Really.
And gaining experience. 2 weeks here in Europe. Invaluable experience. We take a look at the standings so far. After 3 groups, there it is. Habin Choi, 78.53. Ean Weiler, 72.30. And Caleb Farrington, 68.97. Your top 3 so far.
Ilya Nesterov from Germany. Genrikh Gartung from Slovakia.
Talented skaters, eh?
Really talented, and I find it very interesting to just cast my eye down the results thus far and to continue to be reminded that there are often skaters that are near the top that are the ones that I remember most from a component's perspective. Matias Lindfors, 5th place currently, and actually the exact same score as Yehor Kurtsev from Ukraine, and there was just some masterful stuff. And I know that the performance from the likes of Matias Lindfors, if I was to show a video of that to any of the world's top 10 men, they would all recognize that there's a lot of material within that they can't do that is creatively unique to that skater. And that is, as you have said so often, Ted, one of the real treats of being a part of the Junior Grand Prix series is the exposure and access to stuff that you don't necessarily always see at the highest level of competition.
Yeah, every time you take, it doesn't matter what sport it is, if you watch the very best, the NBA or the MLB or soccer or football or whatever you want, there's always leagues that are underneath that are feeding that top league. And this feeds the top league in figure skating. And take a look at all those skaters that we saw at the Skate to Milano plus the Senior Grand Prix. They were in juniors. All of them were in juniors. So we've seen their development, and this is a wonderful learning ground, if you will. With not, I mean, there's some pressure, but not too much pressure like in Olympic Games. So it's a great time to learn. Yeah, it's wonderful.
And I think that, you know, the one thing that I'd love to see happening is just the continued celebration for skaters that don't have the infrastructure of as strong a skating federation. So I think back to the athletes that have broken through from lesser nations. So Javier Fernandez from Spain, Luna Hendricks from Belgium, Jan Hao Lee from New Zealand, even more recently within the junior ranks. And that's something that, you know, you really hope that the skaters from less established federations can really have the confidence to believe in themselves.
But I think that's the one thing that juniors, you know, provides. It provides equal opportunity for all to come here. And so, we have longer days, you know, for sure we do. And we've got a wide range of ability and talents, but it's an open door policy here for people to come and gain experience. And some people, maybe with less experience, get inspired, and then they gain experience and they emerge a little bit later in their careers, perhaps. Now, just a reminder on the first skater here, Razvan Cionac from Romania. I will be calling the elements as the technical panel calls them. So during the program, you'll just hear me say something like next element, jump, next element, spin. Then they'll call it change combination spin level 3 review. So I will simply be repeating what the technical panel is saying during the program. At the conclusion of the program, I will start to repeat the process of which they are saying about the review. Element number 2, looking for. So I will repeat as best I can exactly what they are saying, so you, the viewer, can hear the process of the technical panel. You won't hear them live, you'll hear me copy exactly what they're saying. So we'll just do that with this one skater. We tried a little earlier today, and unfortunately, Mark made a mistake. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't tell them.
I have just rectified said mistake.
Yeah,
So.
we didn't tell the rest of the crew, and so there was an audio issue. So, but they've been warned. Not warned. They've been informed.
Informed. Yes. Okay, I'm going to play the game that I played earlier. If you were to take each element, name the skater that you would take it. So for these skaters, who would you want to copy the triple axel of? If you could copy and paste a triple axel into your performance, who would you?
Of who? Of the skaters on the ice?
No, of like the history of men's figure skating.
You said these skaters. I'm going,
sorry.
I can't see them all. Oh gosh, there's been some great triple axels. I mean, you go back to, I mean, it depends whether you really want a clean edge takeoff or whether you want a little bit of a skid. I mean, Brian Boychana had a great triple axle.
Victor
Petrenko had a great triple axle because he wound that up with such royalty, if you will, and his back was so strong. He didn't carry a lot of speed out of it. I mean, good, but Brian Norris had a good one as well. But obviously there's many more. I mean, look at the quad axle by Ilya, right? So I don't know. That's impossible. Why do I even go down that? Why do I get sucked into what you just said?
You should just bat it back. Okay, so if you could take spins. Who would you spin?
I'm not going down that road again.
Right. I'll tell the skaters that they've got to go and do the research of Ronnie Robertson.
Yeah, Ronnie Robertson, absolutely. He was the fastest spinner. I think the fastest recorded spinner, 9 revolutions in a second. That's what I understood. That's what I heard. I'm going, how do you do that?
Wow.
But if you watch him on the footage on YouTube, you'll just be amazed at how fast he can spin.
It looks like AI.
Yeah, it does look real. But it is.
Step sequence, I would go Yuzuru Hanyu.
Yeah, totally. I agree with that.
Oh, good.
And I would agree that Yuzuru Hanyu might be certainly one of the best of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Because his abilities, his flow across the ice, his artistry, his jumping style, his effortlessness in the jumping as well. I mean, I really have to put Yuzuru Hanyu in that top group of the best skater, the GOAT, if you will.
Yes.
You really have to consider him.
And incredibly, he's done some. We've spoken today earlier in the broadcast about the professional skating opportunities that some of the skaters may go on to enjoy. And Yuzuru Hanyu has done some ridiculously incredible feats as a performer, as a professional.
He's a magician on the ice. And I don't say that in like a juggling magician. I just say that he makes the gravity disappear. And he makes the art and the flow like he's painting in the air. It's just beautiful.
And he's sold out to huge audiences, huge arenas in Japan, and he's done like crazy numbers of full run-throughs in front of an audience. It's kind of mind-blowing. Anyway.
Just as a reminder, I will be calling the elements during this next skater as the technical panel are doing it. Then I will repeat what they're doing in the review process. We hope that you hear this clearly. Our next skater represents Romania, Razvan Cionac.
Razvan had said that last season he struggled with some of the mental health issues relating to competition, but slowly building up that mental strength and resilience and hoping to lay down a performance that represents that.
First element, jump. Triple toe, triple toe. Next jump. spin. Flying sit spin. 8. Level 4. Next spin. Combination spin with change of foot. Level 3. Next steps. Step sequence. Right, no. Left, no. Minimum variety, no body. Level 1. Double axle. Let's spin. Camel spin. The change of foot. Level 3. Seven elements, no reviews. So triple toe, triple loop, flying sit spin level 4, change combination spin 3, straight line or step sequence 1, double axle, change camel spin level 3, elements authorized. So Mark, there is an example of no elements under review.
That was easy, yeah.
That was easy. Oh my gosh.
Normally at this point, as Simona Punga
And so what
treats him.
I said is exactly what they had said. So whatever words I did, that's what they did, and it's that clinical, if you will. It can be messy times sometimes when there's a real under rotation. It's difficult to tell, or and I forgot to do replays at the same time I'm doing that. So just replays of the step sequence, but that's exactly what you hear the technical panel, and of course the more difficult or that's what the lower skaters perhaps have many more reviews, and so it takes a little bit longer and it's more difficult. But that was a fairly clean, well, it was a clean skate for this young man. It was very clear as to what the technical panel called.
And as we look back at Razvan in this step sequence, his emotion as he left the ice was, I think, in part because of what he'd explained, all of the challenges that he's faced in trying to showcase the hard work that he and his coach Simona have done. And this will be a huge ISU personal best for Razvan, and for that I'm delighted. And he acknowledged that he appreciates that not everyone understands that all the skaters don't all have triple axel, and he's grateful to those that do. And we absolutely are grateful for the beauty of the honesty of your performance there, Razvan. And whilst we analyse it technically, we recognise the human that you are and what you've just delivered as Simona comforts him. And I'm excited because his personal best is 40.55, so he's going to be happy.
Okay, don't give it away.
Sorry.
You
it's
just
better
did.
than 40, that's
you
all I'm saying.
Okay. And his season best was 36. So this is a 49.13, a new season's best. And there's a bit of a smile to his face, knowing he can do more, knowing he wants to do more, and he will. And that'll put him currently into 15th place. Great job.
This is his new season's best. He's currently in 15th place.
And there is our next skater representing Italy, Matteo Marchioni. And he was in Varese, where he had a 52.45 in the short program, placing 15th.
And this is a skater who grew up skating in a small club in Val di Fassa in the Italian Dolomites, and he's known as coaches Caterina and Martina from his first steps on the ice, now skating, representing his country to Eleanor Rigby. Matteo Marchioni, representing Italy, makes his way through the short program, and unfortunately this performance from Matteo will not help him in the competitive arena as much as he was hoping. Had a triple Lutz, triple toe plan, but just double, triple.
Yeah, and he had such a beautiful camel spin on that last spin. It was just beautiful. We were commenting on, then I start recording it because I want to show the back camel, but then he lost the balance on that. Yeah, that was tough.
But on the back of that difficult performance, what is important here is the support that he has from his coaches. And they said that So Specialists have shared this journey from his first steps, and coach explained they have a connection that goes beyond skating.
And here's the double Lutz, just opens it up right there. It just got really discoordinated in the top part of that program, or top part of the triple Lutz, and disorganized, if you will, and disoriented. Here's the triple loop, and that was a little bit better, still on a lean there, not feeling comfortable and organized in the air as we see a Wally up into the double axel, and that was fine, no problem. He has 4 of the 7 elements in the minuses for the GOE, so he's losing some points on 4 elements, gaining some on 3.
And as we look back at the step sequence, there were some cool arm movements, again demonstrated here, the choreography by Simone Vaturi. And Simone doing some really good work, and I love to see it when we see movement that makes us mindful of who the choreographer is. The choreographer doing a good enough job to see us transcend beyond just the technique of the skating skill, but consider the movement that has been given to the athlete, as Matteo exhales, because of course that not what he was hoping for. Incidentally, his sister was the Italian junior champion 2 years ago. Now she's at university.
Short program score for Matteo, 45.13, and that will put him currently into 16th place.
He's currently in 16th place.
And now to one of the youngest competitors in the men's event, just 14 years of age, Ilya Nesterov. And Ilya will skate to the Hans Zimmer track Mission Impossible 2. And he intends to open his program with triple toe, triple toe.
This young man frustrated me because he has all these elements, so surprising entries, so quick. I didn't get them. Like I was seeing it at the time, and I was pushing the button. I'm going, oh, I don't know what I got on that. Really interesting entrances and tricks. Not tricks, but
unique.
Very unique. No big long preparations, just popping those elements off and spins as well. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I just completely agree, and it's frustrating because it was so cool. Like the entry into the double axel, the arm position in the sit side, and the flying sit spin. Just some unique movement choices as we see the triple toe, and then triple toe combo.
Yeah, that's okay. Hand goes down there. So let's see. I'm going to keep it slow motion in case I got something. There's the triple loop.
Well, that followed that left back outside edge.
Yeah.
Really deep curve, and then just triple loop from
Yeah,
nowhere.
I see. I totally missed the takeoff of the axle, which is completely out of nowhere. Just such a surprise. And these slides here. This is a very tricky skater because he wants to show part of his uniqueness in how quickly he can do it.
Even that back inside bracket, the choice of entry edge for some of the difficult turns that comprise the level of the step, just choosing less conventional entry edges or directions of rotation, making you stay on your toes.
Yeah, I would challenge to say that he's the most unique skater in regards to surprise entries.
Well, that's a bold statement. Ilya Nesterov and Mr. Ted Barton has seen a lot of skating.
I have.
So you and your coach, Ekaterina Nekrasova, and choreographer Olga Debretskaya can be
really appreciate what he's trying to do, make his own mark by making surprise entries and with little preparation, not big, huge, long preparations, and that's special. And work on the spin positions to get those a little bit better, that type of thing, but wow, that was pretty cool. Let's take a look at the scores. 50.39 for Ilya. That'll put him currently in the 14th place. Love what he's trying to do here. He's got some work to do, obviously, connecting to the music a bit more, some of the skating skills as well, and the spins. But he's on his way to making his own mark with some unique entrances. Surprise. Yeah, good job. There's our next skater from Germany, Genrikh Gartung.
And this one of the skaters who aspires to be in contention for a spot at the Junior Grand Prix final in Nagoya, Japan. He has impressive, comfortable quadruple jumps in practice. Cannot use that in the short program, but hopes to skate cleanly with the triple axel and the triple toe planned in his program to Did You Ever Feel Lonely by Gary Moore. Genrikh Gartung from Germany, showcasing the maturity and experience that he has amassed over the past couple of seasons by laying down a clean skate in what is an important event for him. He seems to be constantly under the pressure of performance because the last time we saw him competing was at the skate to Mallane when he was vying to take a spot for Germany at the Olympic Games. There was a lot of pressure then, and this I think was more the skate that he would have been hoping for at that event. Perhaps though, because of his jump to seniors where he was having to include more difficulty, this felt relatively easy for Genrikh and we were able to see a more relaxed performance.
Here's the triple axel. This was just a beauty. Straight up in the air, right on top of that landing foot, and just glided out of that beautifully. Here's the triple loop. Same thing there. And then the triple combination. This was a little bit more problematic. The lefts looked okay, but the triple toe loop just forward. It keeps us, breaks a little bit at this waist, so it doesn't carry the flow back across that landing edge, but manages to keep the free foot and the hand away.
And the maturity that I sensed was in the way he reacted to that landing. He didn't let it go. He still fought to cling on to a better grade of execution than had he just given up on what was not comfortable. As Nico Ilianovsky joins him. And just interesting, just considering now the personal best score that he's got from Riga, where he had a 75.94. I actually thought on this occasion that was a better PCS skate for Genrikh. I thought he was a bit freer, but just on this occasion, judges less with the program component scores.
It's a different group of people in there, and there's going to be some subjectivity. There's going to be.
And actually, it's a great point because this event has had strong program component skaters.
Yeah.
Genrikh definitely a supremely strong technical element score skater, and I think better in program components than I remember seeing him. But he's up against the likes of your Kyle Farrington, your Matias Lindfors, your Luka Imedashvili, all of which are less technically proficient than him in regards to the jumping passes, but real good program component skaters.
Well, we'll see. He's looking to beat a 78.54. That will be a little bit tough with that program. We'll take a look at the Sherpa scores for Genrikh. He's been a busy man, that's for sure. It's 72.69. That is second in the short program, but barely. Take a look at the scores: 72.69, 72.30. So it's essentially a tie.
Time violation he's achieved.
Oh, wow.
That's a shame. 1.1.
Yeah, because it was after the music. He didn't finish that element until after the music. Our next skater represents Slovakia, Dmitry Rudenko.
And this skater has done some of his own editing and music work.
Nice.
Appreciated by Ted.
Yeah, absolutely. I love people that get involved in their own work, particularly with editing.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Skating to Whitey by Stay on the Outside. Well, Slovakian skating had great success earlier in the women's event with Elisa Langilova winning the women's short program. And Dmitry Rudenko skating in back-to-back Junior Grand Prix event skates another solid performance.
Yeah, and I saw him last week, and you know, he has sort of a real sort of freedom to his style and his look and his skating, and there's just a freedom about it. I kind of liked it. It was a little bit, messy's not the right word. I don't want to be bad in any way, but just sort of casual to a certain degree and not refined. But it kind of gave him something unique for him.
Yeah.
Here's the triple Lutz. What a beauty. Up into a double toe loop. Soft knees, good body alignment in the air. Goes straight down and pushes straight up into the air. Nice, beautiful landing on that triple loop.
And as we see this back counter entry into the double axel, Dmitry acknowledging that he is eager for the Junior World's minimum technical element score. 88 points he wants to achieve over the course of the short program and the free skate to achieve that. That would be a real coup for the skater in what is his final junior competitive season. And interestingly, when he was in Baku last week, the rink that he started skating in, the Andrei Neplo Bratislava rink, was obviously busy with the competition.
Yes,
so it was
there
good
you go.
timing.
Yeah, good timing.
And
he's working on the hairdo there. That's what I say. He's just sort of just a free spirit.
Love that.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the short program scores for Dmitry Rudenko. Season best 53.64, and he goes, okay, that's not too bad. And that'll put him currently into 13th place.
Dmitry Rudenko from Slovakia has earned a short program 53.65 total points. This is his new season's best. He's currently in 15th place.
Our next skater represents Japan, Daiya Ebihara. He was 4th in Bangkok at Junior Grand Prix a couple weeks back. He's 17 years old.
And the final skater in this group is certainly a contender. He has achieved scores that would put him in 2nd place at this stage of the competition if he can give his best as he skates to the Masquerade Suite Waltz. Japan's Daiya Ebihara doing all he can to push back to be a podium contender twice. He was a bronze medalist 2 seasons ago on the Junior Grand Prix, just off the podium in Bangkok, but that performance really puts him in contention. And for me, one of the highlights was the step sequence, which had wonderful musicality, choreography potentially by Kathy Reed or by Eiji Iwamoto. I'm not sure who did which
he's
program.
A beautiful skater, there's no question. And the only thing I would, want to work on is his rotation position in the air. His legs are a little bit tucked, and although he's strong in his back, so strong, it holds it firm and gets him around that jump. But as he moves forward, you're going to want to have those ankles tight and be more efficient in the air to make it easier to rotate, particularly when you're going for 4 rotations. But other than that, that would be my only area, because I'm going, this is really a lovely skater, so strong. Look at that strong back. Just holds those landing positions beautiful. That triple lutz looked pretty good. Triple toe loop, soft knees. Somehow as I look in the replays, I thought, well, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe it is tight enough.
I think it's
too bad.
slightly bent. Few legs are just ever so slightly bent. Close, but slightly bent, which is okay for the triple squads.
Don't want to make things up here, but but everything else was great body line, so it was the one thing that stuck out for me. But it's almost 12 hours now we've been doing this, so my eyes, ears, and mouth are going, well, I'm not coordinated. Okay.
So Daiya Ebihara has had a 76.10. That was 2 seasons ago when he was a medalist in the Junior Grand Prix in Istanbul. Now, that kind of score would put him into 2nd place. I think aesthetically nicer style of movement than the leader, Habin Choi, but not technically as comfortable on the jump.
Yeah, it's going to be close, but there it is. Season's best, 76.57, so we got a good reaction from the coach. That puts him in 2nd place. Now he sees it and goes, is that a 2? Yes, it's a 2. There you go, 2nd place. Daiya Ebihara from Japan.
Yay!
They look pretty happy. A nice resurfacing? We do. Our last size resurfacing, as we take a look at the standings, 78.53, 76.57, and 72.69 for Japan, Korea, Japan, and Germany. And look at the rest of the field.
And now, as the body takes to the ice for the ice resurface, we can look at the interview with the winner in Varese, Taiga Nishino, and he will be the 2nd to last skater competing in this men's short program, vying to make his spot at the Grand Prix final. And then our must-watch moments from that same event in Varese, Italy.
We'll be back with the final group on the final event here on day 1 from Gdansk right after this.
Taiga Nishino, omedetou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Congratulations. Now, this is your 3rd year on the Junior Grand Prix. You're only 15 years old, but what has changed this year to help you make such progress?
去年よりやっぱ自分の練習を一から見直してしっかり練習内容を改善したらこの試合のようにやっぱいい結果が出せることを知ったのでこれをしっかり続けていきたいと思います。
And your score here was close to that of Ryo Nakata and Minkyu So. They're both former junior world champions. Do you have goals to compete and beat those great skaters this season?
やっぱリオ中田選手はすごい自分のライバルでもあってやっぱすごい友達でもあるのでやっぱ自分はリオ選手にしっかり追いつけるようにそして頑張ってリオを超えれるように練習を絶対にサボらずしっかりと頑張りたいと思います。
Well, we wish you all the very best of luck for the rest of the season. Omedetou gozaimasu.
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
Welcome to Varese, Italy, week number 3 on the ISU Junior Grand Prix, and Mark and Ted's must-watch moments. What about the ice dance, Mark?
The ice dance must-watch moment goes to America's Jasmine Robertson and Chase Roner. Fresh from their success 2 weeks ago with a medal in Riga, they took gold here, showcasing even greater confidence than what they had on the first stage of the Junior Grand Prix, and now they await news to find out if they have secured a ticket to the Junior Grand Prix final. Ted, must-watch moment from the men's event.
In the men's event, Taiga Nishino from Japan soared through the air with a quad toe, landing beautifully on that first element as he takes the title here in Varese. Mark, what about the women?
The women's event must-watch moment goes to champion from Japan, Sumika Kanazawa, just 13 years old in her first ever Junior Grand Prix assignment. A scintillating short program secured her the win overall, and she skated to beautiful Tinkerbell music for her free skate. Ted, what about you for must-watch moments outside of the champions?
My must-watch moment, other than the champions, comes from Polina Zuzova from Hungary, who skated to a little dream, a spectacular, beautiful program, so sensitive and well skated technically, absolutely brilliant. Mark, what about your special must-watch moment?
My must-watch moment has to go to Ombre Peria Giannassini and Samuel Blanc Clapham, the French ice dance team, and specifically their choreographic character step sequence. I loved it. And Jason, what is your must-watch moment from this event?
Hey everyone, it's Jason here, and my must-watch moment is Nicholas Brooks. I am so impressed with his development over the years, and in Italy, his short and free programs were so drastically different, really showing off his personality and unique style. And it's just so evident how hard he's working to blend the athleticism with the artistry. And so much potential there, and I wish him all the very best. Good luck.
Na rozgrzewkę zapraszamy ostatnią grupę zawodników. The following skaters may now take the ice for the warm-up. From Czechia, Tadeas Vaclavik. From Great Britain, Lloyd Thomson. From Republic of Korea.
Welcome back to Gdansk for the penultimate stage of the International Skating Union Junior Grand Prix Series 2025. The Solidarity Cup is well underway in this first day of competition as we head to the final 6 competitors in the men's short program. And within this group of 6 men, we have some illustrious members, some of which have already achieved great success on the Junior Grand Prix with Taiga Nishino, the winner in Vasii. He will be eager to come away with the win again. And alongside him are 2 Polish competitors, so there are still a handful of audience members here to support them.
Mark, did you have a double espresso during the break?
You just passed the baton to me to welcome us back, and I thought I'd comically give all the energy that...
You did a great job. That's awesome. Well, let's see. We're closing in on 13 hours.
This is the real...
No. Closing in on 13 hours, so it's all good. It's been a great day.
You know, as we walked over to the skaters' lounge for further hydration, I saw the parent of a skater, Ryszard Siudek's father, Matteo Marchioni, and thought, whatever exhaustion we may feel for having spoken on air for 13 hours cannot be anything like the swell of emotion that a coaching parent must feel.
Yeah, exactly. And they had other skaters in this event as well. So there's so much that goes into these coaches' lives. It's just extraordinary in its own. And I mean, when you watch your kids on stage and anything, doesn't matter whether it's sport or art or whatever, you're sort of burst with pride. But if you're coaching them, then
oh my goodness,
you just want to have a smooth ride home. Right?
Yeah, peace and harmony.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm referencing Matteo Marchioni, the father and coach of skater, on the screen now. But we also saw Natalie Cunningham-Dallas, and we saw Sean Rabbit, 2 of the other coaches with skaters in this group, and both of whom you could tell their lives are so hugely affected. They are so invested. The word I feel is invested and intrinsically involved, and I admire them all so much because, for me, at this stage in my life, I'd love to try to see if I could create skaters of this caliber competing in this event, but I don't know if I could give up the lifetime with the family as some of these coaches have. It's really amazing the commitment that they give.
It is amazing, there's no question. But I think that, when you can impact a person, not just on the day of the program or in the training, but you impact a person over life. And I think that's one of the things that coaches feel only later in life when their students come back to them and said, you'll never know the impact you made on my life. Not as a skater only, but in my life. And I had that with 1 or 2 athletes, and I know my wife's had that with a number of athletes, with a whole number of athletes. And that's what's special, because many people don't get that opportunity to impact a person's life in a positive way. Not about a good math question or a nice triple Lutz or whatever, but just about growing up.
And I mean, for me, my coach Diane was as pivotally involved in my life as my parents are. Like, they're such a huge part, and for that I'm incredibly grateful. And I think for many of the skaters that compete at this level, the input of their coach in their life is just massive.
Yeah, and I mean, how many great, and I always say this to people, how many great, I'm not saying good, how many great teachers did you have in your life? So whether that's in school or whatever, a great teacher, what is a great teacher? It's those people that you can get connected with and inspire you to think differently or to question yourself or to push yourself or whatever. Those people that just sort of turn a switch on in you that makes you someone different. And those are great teachers, and they're few, far between.
Yeah, and certainly I think, whilst the coaches are invested in the success of their student and the representation of all the hard work, I am pretty sure, certainly for the ones that I know, they are probably more interested in the human and how the human does in this event, and how this shapes the human positively.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, what else you got there, Mark? And don't come up with any of your crazy questions that I'm going. We need Teresa back desperately tomorrow. We need people to send in questions.
Well, in this group, I know a Scottish man like myself is going to watch and commentate on a Scottish skater in this event. I know that there are fellow Scots back home. I expect you all tomorrow to send questions to help us in the commentary to pave through the way of these warm-ups so that I don't ramble on.
Just for clarity, is that a request or a threat?
I think it's a command. No, I can't say that. No, it's a please, would you give
there
us
you
some
go.
intel?
Whoa.
Ay.
Okay, and I was witness. He did not have caffeine.
I did not have caffeine. We've been really well hydrated. There's been a lot of hot water and lemon. There's been green tea, which I think that has some caffeine. But I feel that we've been really healthy today. I'm proud of our effort.
Speak for yourself. But I had some chicken.
So tomorrow we look forward to seeing.
Yeah, let's talk about tomorrow. I mean, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning? It's the rhythm dance.
1990s. That's what we need to hear. Tomorrow we need to hear from those that are watching globally their 1990s music choice. Let's imagine if the men were to have to skate to 90s music. Imagine if that was a mandatory factor for the men's short program. This year, all the men have to skate to music from an era.
You'd
or a
probably
decade.
get a lot of the same pieces. And I'm wondering if that's good.
I don't know, because the ice dancers, being as extroverted as they are quite happy to use Ricky Martin and Super. Oh, hot off the press.
What?
Question coming in.
Oh, look,
What is the first thing you will do when you finish commentating today?
The bus. Where's the
Yeah.
bus?
Probably eat more food.
Okay. No more food, please. No more food. We can't do that. Here we go. Final group on day one here in Gdansk. It's been a lot of fun. I'm with a crazy man here, Scotsman.
Yes.
And I'm just a mild-mannered Canadian, eh?
Hey.
Here we go. Our next skater represents Czechia, Tadeas Vaclavik. He has a 56.63 personal best score this season in Ankara. Wow.
And Tadeas explained he was happy with his performance in Ankara and has been working hard to improve all of the elements and the overall performance as he skates to the classic Carmen by George Bizet.
Señor,
Well, an incredibly solid way to open this final short program in the men's event. Tadeas Vaclavik representing Czechia, completely changing the planned program content that he had used previously in Ankara, but to his success.
And it seemed to work, that's for sure. A triple loop, triple axel, triple toe, triple salto, triple toe. I think that was a really solid performance by this young man. Wow. That was great. His season's best is 56.63. We'll see where this score ends up. Skating with Carmen, we see the nice triple loop. Pretty classic piece of music. Obviously, it used to be used a lot in the 80s and 90s. We saw a nice triple axel there. And triple salchow, free leg back, triple toe loop, all clean. Just one review, and that was the spin at the end of the program here at the camel spin level 3, so missing one feature. Now, 3 of the elements of the 7 in the minus GOEs, and the plus ones aren't huge, so the quality score is going to be a little bit lower than you might think. But his overall score, he should beat his season's best here.
And the comparison with the event in Ankara, the score that he achieved there, which was en route to being really highly placed after the short program, that kind of score of 56.63 would find himself in 13th place in this event. So that's an indication as to the strength of this field.
Yeah. As they have a smile on their face, waiting for the scores. Waiting and wondering. That number B, here it is. Short program, 59.97. That is the season's best for Tadeas, and that'll put him currently into 11th place. Not a lot of reaction.
Score good. Placement probably would have been liking a little higher.
Yeah, a little higher.
This is his new season's best. He's currently in 11th place.
Our next skater was born in Scotland.
In Ayr,
Scotland. Lloyd Thomson, coached by Natalie Dallas. Mark, take it over.
Yeah, great opportunity for Lloyd. Fresh off the success of his silver medal at the Robin Cousins Cup. Scottish skater who trains in Scotland with a Scottish coach. On the Scots, he will skate to Piazzolla for his short program. 16-year-old Lloyd Thomson, representing Great Britain, completes his short program. Disappointment to not have had the triple axel, but the work that he and Coach Natalie have done on the PCS, very evident. He's been working on his dance off ice, taking dance lessons to improve his artistry, and that will be the buffer that will support him in a skate that didn't have the technical element score that he was hoping for.
No, but he's a really good skater, really fast rotator, quick off the ice, and sharp and crisp to the music. Like, it's really good. You know, you'll be disappointed with the axle, but hey, it's a triple axle. Let's take a look here. Tight in the air, fast, and now it's a little under-rotated, and he couldn't get the free leg back and continue the flow on that landing edge. Here's the triple Lutz, but he does so here. Look at the speed on that landing edge right up into the triple toe loop. That was beautiful. That comes in at 10.94 points for that one element. Look at that beautiful camel position. Watch him change edge right here. Feature. And that's a change camel spin in at level 4.
And, you know, Lloyd is really making waves in the UK because he's, I suspect and hope, going to be the first skater to land a quadruple jump internationally, first British male skater to do so. But they're not ignorant to the fact that the PCS are something that they're consciously improving and working upon. And his longtime coach, Natalie Dallas, will be so, so proud of all that they have done and achieved together with a view to much greater stuff ahead.
As we fix the hair, the kiss cry. Well, he's looking to beat a 66-point personal best from last year, I think, but he has a 61.10. That'll put him in 11th place with 5 skaters to go. Pardon me, 4 skaters to go.
He's currently in 11th place.
There is Coach Sean Rabbit with his student Aaron Kim casually standing by the boards. Maybe his starting position. No, it is not. From Korea, he has a 54.24 personal best in Bangkok in the short program.
And Aaron Kim already with the performance that we saw in Bangkok, showcasing real character as he skates to the moon of Seoul.
You know, Mark, I kind of admire those skaters that are trying to find or have found their own gig, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, their own era around them. And this young man has that. You know, it's a little bit off sometimes. You're not quite sure what it is, but it is him. He has a sort of an attitude and a sense of humor and kind of a jazzy style to it, and kind of like it.
Yeah, and I think...
Even though sometimes I didn't understand everything in the program, but that triple Lutz was just... The legs did not get together, so that just whipped around with that upper body. Triple loop, though, a little bit later. That was nice and tidy and looked good until the hands went down, but a good takeoff, good air position. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I'm just conscious that for Aaron Kemp, as we see this double axel, if he was comfortable, it's almost more admirable in a way that he has so much character and so much unique confidence when you come from a skating nation where you have to fight so hard for your spot to compete internationally, and he still giving himself the opportunity to be the performer that he is. That said, of course, Aaron and Sean will be mindful of the need to secure the big money point elements that unfortunately eluded him on this occasion again.
Yeah, he's a real strong physical jumper, and he uses a lot of muscle, and you want to use technique. You know, just calm the body down, keep it, don't let it roll around or swing around too much, just keep it controlled, just start that rotation as you leave the ice. It's going to take care of itself. And the more you pull it and yank, the harder it gets.
Yeah, certainly strong enough to try less with, you know.
Yeah, totally. Get around, no problem. Let's take a look at the scores for Aaron Kemp. 51.66. That will put him in 18th place. To organize that rotation position a little bit more. Certainly got the character. He's got good skating skills.
Yep.
Well, there is our next skater racing to tie up his boots before his name is announced here from Poland, Oskar Oliver.
And so important for coach Angelina Tarenko to make sure that despite the last-minute tweak of the tightness of the skates, Oskar heads out to the ice calm, cool, and collected. Been a long wait for these athletes in this group.
Yeah.
Long time since their practice. And there you see Oskar just utilizing the 30 seconds that he has available to him to make sure the boots feel comfortable. He will skate to Come Together by the Beatles. Poland's Oskar Oliver completes a really challenging short program, and we have seen competitors throughout the course of this day one in Gdansk at the Solidarity Cup who have really benefited from back-to-back events, but I suspect perhaps for Oskar Oliver the back-to-back assignments have been his downfall, or it could indeed also be the lateness of the day. There are so many factors that come into play for the skater.
Yeah, and everybody's a little bit different, and some have had back-to-back, some have not, so you're going to have a different situation for each skater. You can see a little bit of attitude right at the top of the program, which worked really well. He said working on his hands would be, I don't know how he said that. That was just awesome. As you said, quads of steel. Absolutely. Take a look at the double axel. Good speed on the entrance. Nice soft knees on the landing.
Ready
so
for
knee bend is not a problem. Here's the triple loop. We'll watch the same situation. He saves it. Actually doesn't save it because it goes in as a fall. And then right here, he loses that spin and takes the weight back into the heel of the blade, slips out from underneath him, and that takes him down on that spin. So, yeah.
And you just don't know in a performance like this all of the variables which contribute towards a skate like that, because the flank sit spin mistake that Oskar suffered is unconventional, not normal. No. And like I say, it's 10:20 at night. You know, last week he was in a different country. You know, there are a lot of reasons why you could excuse a skate like that.
Okay, so if we make a mistake in the next 10-15 minutes,
we are excused. Please.
Is that your theory? Yeah, I don't think so.
No, but we're not 60.
No, let me rephrase that. If we make another mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
The scores, please.
Well, let's take a look at the short program scores for Oskar Oliver
Oskar
from
uzyskał
Poland.
w programie krótkim 42 punkty i 27 Zajmuje obecnie 26 miejsce. Oskar Oliver from Poland has earned his short program 42.27 total points. He's currently in 26th place. Przed Państwem reprezentant Japonii. On the ice,
Taiga Nishino.
And Taiga comes into this event as one of the favorites. The current leader, Habin Choi, was second to him in Varese. Can Taiga Nishino do it again and lead the field with this, his short program, to Michael Bublé track, Such a Night?
It was a night. Oh, what a night it really was, such a night. Oh, the moon was bright. Oh, how bright it really was, such a night. Oh, the night was alive with stars above. When she kissed me, I had to fall in love. It was a kiss. Ooh, it was a kiss. It really was such a kiss. Oh, how she could kiss. Oh, what a kiss it was, it really was such a kiss. Just the thought of her lips set me afire. I reminisce, I'm filled with desire. But I gave my heart to her in sweet surrender. How well I remember, I'll always remember. Such a night, oh the moon was bright, oh how bright it was, it really was such a night. But I'll never forget a kiss in the moonlight. How well I remember, I'll always remember that I gave my heart to her in sweet surrender. How well I remember, I'll always remember. Such a night, and when we kissed, I had to fall in love. Well, she's gone, yes, she's gone, and the dawn, and my love was gone. But before that dawn, yes, before
I don't know about you, Mark, and it's been an awfully long day, but that was a lot of fun.
That was wonderful, and we've seen other skaters that we've given excuses for to be competing at this late stage in the day. But
Reprezentant
this skater,
Japonii,
Taiga
Taiga
Nishino,
Nishino.
in a different continent from that which he trains, will have the jet lag that perhaps others are suffering too, but his preparation must have been so good that he has delivered, and a skate that I think will lead the field.
No, they are prepared beyond belief when they come here, and they get onto the ice at their practice day. Before the official practice day, they run a program. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They just run the program. They make it normal to run a program no matter when and no matter where. And that makes a difference because it's total confidence and comfort when they step on the ice to compete. So that was outstanding. Taiga Nishino from Japan. He's got mid-sevens for the program components.
And, when you can think of the presentation, there were so many times when Taiga Nishino was really evidently selling to the judges to secure that kind of score.
Look at those steps. It turns into the triple flip. Had a problem a little bit on the landing, but then he whipped it right up into the triple toe loop. No problem. Triple loop. Out of change of edge. Good soft knees. Which is upper body movement. Deep edges and turns. Twizzle in the opposite direction. Opposite for his normal rotation direction.
It's just interesting, Ted, because initially looking at the inputs from the technical panel, when the triple flip, triple toe loop combination was called cleanly, then Taiga was pushing an 80-point marker. Now that that's got the Q mark and forced the judges to reduce the grade of execution, he's now dropped to make it much closer. What I must give is shout out to Misao Sato, the coach and choreographer. And I think, when you're a coach that can create great skaters but also choreograph for them as brilliantly as this was, well, you deserve a shout out.
Yeah. You can choreograph brilliantly. It has to be delivered. He does. 78.81. That is first in the short program. Season's best. He hasn't discovered it yet. He's going. That's a one. Yep. Oh, okay. Not totally surprised. But it's close. 78.81, 78.53. Wow, that's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
One skater to come. There's father and son.
Oh.
Yeah. Ryszard Siudek with his father. Final skater here on day one in Gdansk.
How interesting. We just saw Mario Świdek, the father and coach, saying that, Ryszard's mum is here and she would do the sort of heavy lifting for the preparation, but instead it is dad who sends his son out to skate to Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Well, the final performance in the men's short program goes to Polish skater Ryszard Siudek.
And you can see Ryszard maybe a little upset at that combination. He got the flip done, but that loop, and he got the loop done as well. It's just a minus 1.15 GOE off of that. So he fought for everything he could get, and he prevented it from being worse.
Yeah. Oh, falling into the arms of his dad. I just thought the lyrics to that track that he skated to should have listened to My Old Man. One of the lyrics seems so pertinent.
Exactly,
and poignant.
This young man has improved so much every year that we see him. A couple years back, things were always a little bit awkward with everything, but it's all coming together. And you see a nice triple flip. He wants to get it up on that double loop. Needed a speed to flow backwards on into the double loop. Didn't. Came around the corner, the double axle. No problem. A little bit forward on the landing. And makes that work. And there's some nice sort of leap in the steps.
And I think the inclusion of some of the choreographers is really helping. He's working with Anastasia Vykotseva and Andrea Vaturi, and you can see the influence of that. The triple loop timing musically was so well placed.
Yeah.
And I think for Ryszard, it's just continuing to work on the flexibility work to be able to offer more skating skill. I think that's something that he and the team will be mindful of.
No question. It's just continued work. It's just sort of never ending.
And I've said it before, but when your parents have been as successful as his have, so many championship medals at Europeans and Worlds, and then they know the long game.
Yes, they understand the process and how long it takes. Let's take a look at the scores for Ryszard Siudek from Poland, 49.02. That is a season's best, and that'll put him into 24th place. That's fantastic. Father and son. Doesn't get better than that connection. Yeah, special moment. No question. Final skaters. We take a look at the final standings in the men's event, the short program on the first day of competition here. 78.81, 78.53, 76.57. Your top: Japan, Korea, Japan. Well, it's gonna be a battle. And some pretty good skaters, pretty deep field. So we're going to see a lot probably move around a little bit as we see the scores pretty tight in there. Mark, final words.
That was a really exciting event filled with very, very different stylistic approaches, many of which I appreciated very much.
Well, tomorrow we will start at 10 a.m. local time here in Gdansk with the rhythm dance. That'll be followed by the pairs free program at 12:50, and then the final event on day number 2 at 16:30, and that the pairs and the women's will be medal events. Medal ceremonies will take place tomorrow night as well. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage here on day 1. We thank all the volunteers, of course, all the officials and coaches and parents that have traveled from around the world to support their athletes. For all of us here in our great production company, I'm Ted Barton, along with Mark Hanratty. Thank you for watching. We'll hope you join us tomorrow.